This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1417, Customer Service Skills. How would you handle these awkward situations? Part 2, by Steve Chou of mywifequitherjob.com. And I'm your narrator, Dan. I'm with you every single day, including weekends like today. And today's post is part 2 of a little bit longer post. So if you haven't checked out the first half yet, I would recommend going back and listening to that first. That's episode 1416 from Friday. But if you're all caught up, let's get right to part 2 and continue optimizing your life. Customer service skills. How would you handle these awkward situations? Part 2, by Steve Chou of mywifequitherjob.com. Our response to dilemma number 1, order not complete. We were pretty sure this customer was lying. After all, there's no way the package could possibly weigh over 5 pounds unless we shipped out the correct amount of product. However, we didn't have any proof, and we didn't want to upset this customer in case she had ties to the event planner community. So here's what we did. We ended up shipping her an extra dozen napkins free of charge, but we marked her name in our database as questionable. If she were ever to order from us again, we would take photos of her package prior to shipment as proof in case she opened up another dispute. Our response to dilemma number 2, package lost in the mail. We opted to send this customer another package. Because she ordered well in advance, we didn't want to risk her not receiving her order in time for her wedding. While it wasn't our fault her shipment was delayed, we felt that it was our responsibility to rectify the situation. Ultimately, we sent her another package with an extra shipping label so she could send the duplicate order back to us if she ever received it. But in the end, we never received anything back and took the loss. Our response to dilemma number 3, package marked as delivered but not received. To resolve this dilemma, we went with our gut. This particular order was for a small dollar amount, less than $50, and we rationalized that if she was trying to scam us, she probably would have ordered something more expensive. Furthermore, she was extremely polite in her emails, and the tone of her writing gave us the impression that she was telling the truth. The upshot is that we sent her another package and took a loss on this transaction. But the bottom line was that my wife and I felt that the small loss was worth it to keep the customer happy. Now, what if this order was for a much higher dollar amount? Would this have made the decision more difficult? Absolutely. But these situations can be prevented by 1, using a more reliable shipping carrier like UPS or FedEx for orders over $250, and 2, paying for signature confirmation. For larger orders, the extra cost is worth the expense. Our response to dilemma number 4, accepting personal checks. Ultimately, we ended up canceling this order because of the risks. In the back of my mind, this lady seemed trustworthy, but we didn't want to risk the penalty of accepting a bad check. For the sake of anyone who has never received a bad check before, the fees involved are pretty egregious, and you often have to pay the bounced check fee for attempting to make the deposit even though you are not at fault. In any case, this transaction ended up being a tough call due to greed. But in the end, we decided to stick with our policies. If it wasn't a rush order, we probably would have taken the check. But under the circumstances, it wasn't worth it. Our response to dilemma number 5, incorrect personalization. My wife and I didn't see eye to eye on this one. Here's the bottom line as I saw it. The customer clearly screwed up and entered in her initials incorrectly because she wasn't paying attention. In addition, we've shipped thousands of these monogrammed handkerchiefs in the last 10 years and have had very few complaints. We're not mind readers, and we have to go by what a customer enters in our system. Furthermore, this order was pretty large and would result in a decent-sized loss if it needed to be redone. I wanted to charge the customer a small fee to redo all the hankies at cost, but ultimately my wife decided to redo the entire order free of charge. Was her decision right or wrong? In the long run, she probably dealt with this one correctly, but I was annoyed that the customer was complaining so vehemently when she was clearly in the wrong. Customer Service Skills 101. Should you trust your customers? It's a fine line in determining whether or not your customer is worthy of your trust. The situations described before are tough calls to make, especially since your store has a reputation to uphold and money to make. My general philosophy is that if the customer is placing their trust in your store to deliver the goods that you have advertised, then you should return their trust as well. But sometimes it can be a hard call. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled Customer Service Skills. How would you handle these awkward situations? By Steve Chou of mywifequitherjob.com. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We all have non-negotiables. Maybe you never skip leg day or have to take your morning walks. But when your schedule is packed with kids' activities, big work projects, and more, it's easy to let your priorities slip. Even when we know what makes us happy, it's hard to make time for it. Therapy can help you reclaim control of your time and values. And make no mistake, therapy is for everyone. Whether or not you've been through significant trauma, therapy can be a great tool for setting boundaries, learning positive coping skills, and ultimately becoming the best version of yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/workdaily today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/workdaily. We're driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it filters out incompatible applicants. So when you're hiring, the process is much faster, and you only have to consider applicants that are already likely to be a great fit. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/startup. So just go to Indeed.com/startup right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/startup. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. And thank you again to Steve. And one thing I didn't mention yesterday is that he also started his own podcast. It's called the My Wife Quit Her Job podcast with Steve Chou, and it's all about entrepreneurs who quit their jobs to start successful online businesses. Through a series of personal interviews, Steve uncovers the exact strategies that led to their success. And again, that is called the My Wife Quit Her Job podcast with Steve Chou, and you can, of course, find it wherever you get your podcasts. That's it for today. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow for the Sunday show where your optimal life awaits.